Now, Adam Silver has caused quite a stir in WNBA world because he just went on the Today Show and he was talking about the WNBA CBA. And here's what he had to say. He said, "I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA."
The WNBA is officially on the edge of collapse, and it all started with one interview. After a shocking appearance on the Today Show, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver made comments that sent the entire WNBA world into chaos.
I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at it in absolute numbers in terms of what they're making, and they are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective bargaining, and they deserve it.
Within days, players were furious, owners were panicking, and even the league's own leadership started turning on each other. Now, reports are surfacing that the 2026 WNBA season might be in serious danger, and the person being blamed for it all is none other than Caitlin Clark. So how did one interview spiral into a full-blown crisis? Why are fans saying Adam Silver just canceled the league's future? And what's really going on behind the scenes of the WNBA's biggest meltdown ever? Let's break it down. The interview that started it all began with what seemed like a routine TV appearance. Adam Silver was asked about the WNBA's ongoing collective bargaining agreement, the CBA, which decides how much money players earn, how revenue is shared, and how the league is run. Now, WNBA players have been asking for something simple: a fairer share of league revenue. Currently, they get around 9% of total revenue, while NBA players take home nearly 50%. That's a massive gap. So when Adam Silver was asked whether WNBA players should get a bigger slice of the pie, his answer shocked everyone. He said, "I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA." He added that WNBA players will get more money in this cycle, and they deserve it, but not a bigger percentage. Translation? You'll get a raise, but don't expect to sit at the big kids' table. And just like that, the internet exploded. The fallout, chaos in the WNBA office. Within hours, the WNBA Players Association, the WNBPA, fired back. They posted a story on Instagram tagging Adam Silver directly with the caption, "Don't want to share, Adam Silver?" Yeah, that actually happened. Not a fan account, not a parody page. The official players' union went full petty mode, and it didn't stop there. The WNBA's communications team responded, accusing the union of spreading misinformation, claiming the league had already offered an uncapped revenue-sharing model tied to league growth. Basically saying, "We gave you the deal. You just didn't read it." Now, imagine being Cathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner. She's caught right in the middle. On one side, she's got angry players demanding more money. On the other, her boss, Adam Silver, who controls most of the funding and wants to keep expenses down. It's a PR nightmare. The money problem? Nobody talks about. Here's the harsh truth nobody in the WNBA wants to say out loud. The league doesn't even fully own itself. The WNBA owns only 42% of its operation. The NBA controls 40%, and the remaining 18% belongs to outside investors who bailed the league out in 2022. That means even if Engelbert wanted to give players a 50-50 split like the NBA, she can't. She doesn't have the authority to. And here's the kicker. The WNBA has never made a profit. Even with rising attendance, trending hashtags, and packed arenas thanks to Caitlin Clark, the league still loses money every single season. So when players demand a bigger cut, Adam Silver sees it as asking for a larger slice of a cake that doesn't exist. Caitlin Clark, the league's golden ticket enter Caitlin Clark, the one name that changed everything. She's the rookie who packed arenas, boosted TV ratings, and turned women's basketball into a national conversation. Everywhere she goes, tickets sell out. The Caitlin Clark effect became real and powerful. She single-handedly increased attendance, jersey sales, and sponsorships. Without her, this negotiation wouldn't even exist. But ironically, her success might also be what's tearing the league apart, because now players are pointing at her saying, "Look at the crowds. Look at the ratings. We deserve more money." And you know what? They're not wrong. But Adam Silver's response is cold and calculated. He's thinking, take her out of the equation. And what happens? The answer? Everything crashes. When Caitlin got injured earlier this season, ratings dropped, ESPN shows were canceled, and interest fell off a cliff. That's when Silver realized the league's entire success depends on one player, and that's not a sustainable business model. The power struggle at the top now, behind closed doors, tension between Adam Silver and Cathy Engelbert has reached a boiling point. They're reportedly clashing over control, who runs the show, and who takes the blame. Silver believes the WNBA is growing too fast without financial stability. Engelbert believes it's finally time to prove the league can stand on its own. Meanwhile, the players are caught in the middle, throwing shade on social media, accusing the league of greed and stalling the talks. It's gotten so bad that sponsors and TV networks are quietly panicking. No one wants to renew contracts for a league that might not even have a 2026 season. The Halloween deadline. Here's where things get terrifying. Literally. The next CBA deadline lands on Halloween. And if a deal isn't reached by then, the WNBA could face its first ever lockout. That means no games, no salaries, no season. The same player who revived the league could end up being the reason it shuts down. Not because she did anything wrong, but because her success exposed how broken the system really was. Caitlin Clark raised expectations so high that now even the owners can't keep up, and that's when whispers started circulating that Adam Silver was ready to pull the plug. Not permanently, but enough to send a message. Leaked reports now suggest that if the WNBA and its players don't reach an agreement, the 2026 season could be suspended. In other words, canceled. The blame game both sides are now trying to spin the narrative. The players say the league is undervaluing them. The league says it's being realistic about finances. And Adam Silver, he's playing chess by talking publicly about money and framing the issue as limited revenue. He's setting expectations low. So if a lockout happens, he can say, "I warned you." Meanwhile, Engelbert's trapped. She has to smile for cameras, reassure sponsors, and pretend everything's fine, even when it's not. Because if she admits the WNBA's losing money, sponsors might flee overnight. So now, every statement feels like damage control. The league's identity crisis, the WNBA was built on empowerment, on progress, equality, and representation. But right now it's facing an identity crisis. The league's entire growth narrative, women's basketball is booming, might collapse if there's no season. Fans are choosing sides. Media outlets are turning the drama into headlines. And every time Caitlin Clark's name trends, it fuels both hope and fear. Hope that the league's finally gaining traction. Fear that it can't survive without her. That's a dangerous place to be. The injury cover-up drama, and if things weren't messy enough, the whole situation took another ugly turn with the Indiana Fever coaching staff and Caitlin Clark's injury. Head coach Stephanie White reportedly misled fans about Caitlin's health, claiming she was almost ready to play, while medical documents suggested she wasn't even close. Fans called it the Caitlin cover-up. Doctors came forward saying the team's version of events made no medical sense. Internet roasted the coaching staff, accusing them of using Clark's injury for PR. One journalist even wrote, "The Fever are facing a credibility crisis," and that's when the backlash exploded. Suddenly, every post from the Fever's social media page was flooded with angry fans writing, "Stop lying about Caitlin." Even other players started tweeting cryptic messages like, "Protect your body. They'll smile in your face and ruin your career behind your back." The entire league started looking unprofessional. Instant regret. Now, the same coaches who tried to control the narrative are facing massive backlash. Stephanie White's reputation has taken a hit, and fans are calling for her to be fired. The damage is done. Caitlin's fine now. Doctors say she's healthy and ready to play. But the trust between fans and management? Gone. This whole situation became the perfect symbol of everything wrong with the WNBA's leadership. Poor communication, misinformation, ego, and a total lack of transparency. It's like the league keeps tripping over its own success. So what's next? If the WNBA and its players don't agree on a new deal soon, the 2026 season could be delayed or outright canceled. And if that happens, the entire women's sports revolution could take a massive hit. Sponsors might walk, networks might pull back coverage, and fans, already tired of drama, might move on. Adam Silver knows this. He doesn't want another NBA-level lockout on his record, but he also doesn't want to keep pouring money into a league that refuses to accept financial reality. And that's why insiders are saying, he's ready to hit pause, cancel the season, reset the numbers, and start over from scratch. It's drastic, but in his mind, it might be the only way to save the league long-term. So, did Adam Silver just cancel the WNBA 2026 season? Not officially, but make no mistake, the warning shots have been fired. Between a commissioner stuck in the middle, a boss losing patience, and players calling out leadership on social media, this league is hanging by a thread, and Caitlin Clark, the one person who gave it new life, might also be the one to expose how fragile it really is. The WNBA wanted equality. Now it's fighting for survival. So what do you think? Is Adam Silver right to pull the plug? Or should the WNBA players keep pushing for more, even if it risks everything? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the wild world of basketball politics, hit that like button and subscribe, because this story is far from over.